we go. Live once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, yeah.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Woo, woo.
Riffin with Riffin,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. I'll tell you why there was a delay in a second, but today is a big review episode. I saw The Flash, so I want to talk about that. Where's the DC universe going? What did I think of The Flash? Idol on Max, like, wow. I mean, and some other fun news and notes around the internet. But as usual, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin.
yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Riffin with Riffin,
All right, y'all.
Riffin with Riffin, yeah.
Okay, so welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Thanks for being here, as always. I appreciate you. What's the thing here that we do? Oh yeah, that's right. So hit the subscribe button so you get the notifications, so you know when I'm going live on Wednesday. I had to do this other thing today when I would have normally done the podcast, but you know, it was supposed to be early. Then they hit me at last minute. Hey, can you come at 11:30? So I went at 11:30 instead of like the time that I was supposed to go. So anyways, so that was fun, a movie thing. So it's a Rotten Tomatoes movie podcast. So check that out. You know, but anyways, subscribe. You know, I'm on Twitch daily, so, you know, check me out on there, and Patreon content. And then I now know what I'm going to be doing for my Patreon content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep doing reviews and stuff. But like, you know how people always hit me up about spoilers, always like, Griffin, stop spoiling stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more extensive spoiler recap reviews on my Riffin with Griffin Patreon, Erik Griffin Patreon. So if you're interested in that and you really want to see me go in depth on stuff, that's where you check that out. But as usual, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, as always, for being a loyal Riffin with Griffin subscriber, follower, all that. So I appreciate it. Thanks for being, because the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to go in depth into Black Mirror. Each episode, which is it's going to be, like I say, spoilers. So, you know, we'll do that. What's going on right now? So, you know, Rachel and her mom are downstairs. You know, I say, I'm about to start my podcast, you know. They're like, okay. I said, all right. So I set it up, put the thing to go live. And I said, you know, then I have to hit the live button. So I went out again. I was like, hey, I'm about to go live. I'm doing my podcast. Okay. I sit down I'm about to hit the button, and then I get we need to print something. I'm like, what? I'm live. You know what I mean? About to go live. You know, and then the printer doesn't even work. Whatever's supposed to print, it don't go to the printer. And my door to my office creeps open. It is her mom. At the printer, I'm like, I'm doing my podcast. It's just, you know, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. So, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, when you're trying to do something and then it's, you know what it really is? It's like everybody's thing that they're doing is the most important thing in the world to them. And no one else's thing means anything or matters. That's just a human reaction. That's like a natural human thing. You know, you're like, hey, I got to do this. You know, it's like, but what am I like? I heard there's an old saying, lack of preparation by you doesn't constitute an emergency for me. Oof. So think about that one, you know? But anyways, we're here. It's Riffin with Griffin. I did have a special announcement. I did tease it last week, but I have to actually wait another week. You know, all I'll say is this for my special announcement, that you're really not supposed to announce these things you usually should wait 12 weeks to make these announcements. So I'll just say that. But it's looking good. So announcements coming. So what else? Let's see. What else? When I was in Nashville. So I just did Nashville and Huntsville. So shout out to those two clubs. Had a really great time at those clubs, and so thank you for the Nashville and the Huntsville for coming out. And then this week I'm going to be in Arlington, Texas, in the Dallas area at the Arlington Improv. So you can go to ericgriffin.com to get tickets. Come check me out at the Arlington Improv. I know it's like one of these weird weekends because it's like July 4th, so I don't know. Maybe people already went out of town. I don't know what the show's going to be like, but I always put on a great show. That's what I do. I'm really funny. I love doing stand-up. It's my passion, and I love making people laugh. So you need to come out and check that out. And so here we are on the podcast, Riffin with Griffin. So and for the people that have been here before, you get it. You know what I do on this podcast. It's all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I review movies. If you haven't been here before and you're like, I thought this was a comedy podcast. It's like, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It is what it is. So come and check me out. Yeah, I'm spoiling the news. It's because it's like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. We'll officially talk about it, but Miss Thing, she was like, I want to do it, so so anyways, here we are. So if you're in Texas area, come on, check me out. Arlington Improv. It is what it is. What's going on? Oh, you know what? I'm just going to get right into some news and notes. No. First, we're going to do comments first. Let's get right to the comments, So I had I had some good comments and then some rude comments. Like last week I was talking about, how Rachel, she's like a visual merchandiser at at a Target store. It's actually a great position. You know what I mean? But of course, you got the haters still. Somebody said, "Where's Rachel working her Target shift?" I wish. No. Let's see. K-Noah, this is the comment section of YouTube. K-Noah 55, love the episode, Griff. Lock Henry was my favorite episode, as well as BM. Maisie Day was my least favorite. Really? I liked the Maisie Day one. That was that's my second favorite. But all right. So he said, by the way, my username is my name. Ha ha ha. Well, you got a weird ass name, dude. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, somebody said, "Oh, this is from an old episode. When I was wearing my like sort of bowler hat. Somebody was like, "Yikes, ditch the hat, Griff." Rick 3PO. Let's see. King K Sing production. Eric looked like he ate Mario and Luigi. Oh, well, that's rude. That was somebody trying to be funny. It wasn't very funny. We had the Target shift one. Somebody, Wax Pack Weekend said, Eric has her working at Target. Is that legal? You guys are haters. All these Target haters, man. Target's actually a really great company. They got great insurance. You guys are haters. Let's see what else we got. Of course. Oh, here's one of our weekly Matt Rife episode, comments. Hey Eric, this video. Oh, who's this? Luke Kendrick. Hey Eric, this video was suggested to me, and I was wondering if you think you could please hook me up with a dinner and movie night with Matt. We are so compatible, and I think once a fake account of his liked some of my photos, so that's a sign, in my opinion. Yours too, right? Luke, hilarious. Thank you for that comment. Let's see. Somebody said, E-Money, you need a new podcast logo. When you say things like that, that's not helpful. So why don't you send me a new podcast logo? How about that? instead of just, criticizing. It's like you criticize somebody's clothes. Your clothes suck. Okay, well, what clothes would be good? It's all in how you approach things, Hey, I think that if you had a logo that looked like this, it'd probably do even better. You know what I mean? There's a positive affirmations way to talk, but y'all bitches on the internet, so keyboard warriors. So it's the only thing you know how to do is be negative. Let's see. Official Cheshire. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. As long as corporations are cheap, AI will survive and thrive until eventually there's only owners making money because they've replaced their whole company with AI, including the AI companies. Right? You're going to have your own AI. I don't know, though. I don't know about the AI these days. Like the AI is, it's like, it's not really artificial intelligence. Like, it's just there's so much stuff on the internet that it's just kind of grabbing and sort of figuring things out, but it's doing a lot of plagiarism. So it's like, it's hard to really know if this is like, in our minds, we think AI, we're thinking of like Tony Stark's computer and it's like coming up with stuff. But a lot of these things that people are using it for, it's just grabbing from other things on the internet and putting it together. It's like the closest thing to like fabricated, intelligence. But I don't know. So there's a lot of issues about it. Of course, the writer's strike and the actors are fighting about using AI. But I was thinking about this. If I was one of these not like studios, I would say to the writers and actors, like the writers, I'd be like, okay, we won't use AI, but neither can you. Because it's going to be a tool that people are going to be using. I hear people talking about it all the time. Like, hey, outline this for me. And the AI outlines it for them. Hey, make a synopsis for me. So they're using it. Like, writers are going to be using it to make their job easier. But they're going to be like, hey, studios, you can't use it though. It's like, I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see. A couple more comments. Oh, so here's somebody that was in Nashville. Eric, you killed it in Nashville at Zany's. Well, thank you. Stephen Beck, 1665. Love your rankings of Black Mirror on these last episodes. I loved Lock Henry. Real great review without ruining anything. Love you, Griff. I mean, yeah, I tried not to ruin it. So, it is what it is. You just got to stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. All right. Anyways, that's the comments. If you want to be a part of the comment section of the podcast, just leave a comment. And if it's funny, if it's like, even if it's hateful and if it's written a certain way, I still might read it. So thank you for being here. And I'm looking at all the people that are listening just on audio. I do it live on Wednesdays, but thank you for supporting me too on Apple Music and all the different places, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, all the different Amazon, all the different places you can listen. Thank you for listening there too. I appreciate that. So thanks for everybody for being here, and all the people that are live in chat right now. Thank you for being here too. Let's see. So what was going on? All right. So here's some weird stories that are going on in the world that I thought would be interesting to talk about. First one up is people can now bet on the Special Olympics. So that's it with that. Like, what? You betting on the Special Olympics? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like, oh man, I hate to say this, but is there going to be handicapping? Oh, that's terrible, Griffin. You know what I mean? Like, are you even going to be able to say that? Like, how you betting on the Special Olympics? I mean, it's like, why does everything have to be like, they say let's treat everybody the same. Everybody should be on an equal playing field. We're not all the same. We're not. Some people are stronger. Some people are smarter. Some people are faster. Some people are bigger. Some people are smaller. Like, it's just, it is what it is. So there is double standard. It's like, even when you think of the basic of what people like to talk about, like the difference between men and women, is there a double standard? Yeah, there's a double standard, and there should be. We have different standards for different things. how we communicate, we have different standards. And so I just don't know if betting on the Special Olympics is something that we need in our life. Then you're going to be, people going to be in the stands, and then they're going to be running and you're going to be like, come on, Corky. You're like, what are you, you know what I mean? You're going to be, you betting your rent money on the Special Olympics, and you're going to be out there like yelling and screaming at these Special Olympics kids, talking about treating people normal. You're going to be mad. So you're going to be walking, you're going to be at the gate, the Special Olympics kid that, didn't run properly fast enough. Are you going to be mad at them now? It's like, I just don't know if this is, do we need this? Do we need this? I just don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Dude, who you telling? Somebody in this chat just said, over 71,000 subs and only 100 viewers. Who you telling, man? That's exactly how I feel. I don't know. Where is everybody? They just don't come live, They'll watch it later. I mean, the YouTube algorithm, I mean, if you want to talk about I don't know what it is. It's like I don't think they allow people to go viral anymore. I don't think they're letting, like, here 71,000 people said, "Oh, you know what? I'm interested in you." So boom. And then YouTube goes, "Okay, I know these people are interested in you, but we're not going to tell them." I'm like, "Hey, I'm here." Well, we're not going to really announce it. We're not going to get it to them because, so it's like you have to pay for that. I don't know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, man. But I've been building this up for years now, 4 years. So people go, yeah, they sub, but they don't hit the notifications, or they sub and they check in later, or I don't get how it works either, man. I don't get how it works. It's like when you see somebody on Instagram, it's like, go to so you go to somebody's Instagram, let's go to somebody's Instagram, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So you go to like what's Messi. So Messi has the most followers on Instagram, I believe it is. I believe, he has the most followers. He has 496 million followers. Let's go to our website, look at this, okay? So he has 476 million followers. You go to this, let's just go to one of his posts. Okay. So this post has 8.6 million likes. So I could say the same thing to him. I could be like, hold on a second. 476 million followers and only 8.6 million likes? Something's fishy. That's just how it works. It's like we're not allowed to interact with or inform our actual followers, hey, what's up? If they allowed that, this would be such a different experience, I think, for social media. But at the same time, I get it. The company is like, hey, we're providing a really great service. We're providing a service of 1 billion people that you could somehow interact with. So, hey, you're going to have to pay to do that. I mean, I get it. The company's got to make money. Look at that, This one, you look at all this, you go, this guy has so many followers. Like this one only has 4 million likes. So that's what is that? 4 million out of 4? That's 10%? 1%? Yeah, it's like your notifications don't even reach your whole audience. It's such a weird thing, man. But anyways, I don't know how I feel about betting on the Special Olympics. It makes me feel weird. You would think on the surface of it, oh, you bet, and this because we're making everybody feel normal. But then gambling, and there's something kind of seedy about that. It can easily go from just fun and innocent to a thing, I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Put some comments on there right now. Here's another one. This is another weird story here is that somebody goes to a Pink concert and throws their mom's ashes on stage at a Pink concert. What? I have so many thoughts about this. First of all, there's pros and cons, right? Okay, so let's say your mom is a huge Pink fan, like a huge Pink fan. Like you have the fondest memories of your mom listening to Pink, going to Pink concerts. It's like, this is the thing. So I get it. It feels personal. It feels personal. It feels like they had some sort of memory. But like I said, just because it happens to you doesn't mean it's important for everybody else. But that's just the kind of society we live in right now. Everyone thinks the world revolves around them. So this could have been a kind of thing where it's like, but you probably can't get it. It's not like you could just get a hold of Pink. It's not like you could just like call Pink's manager and be like, hey, my mom died. I have her ashes. Look, she was a huge fan. There's like a sweet story about, she overcame cancer because we went to your concert. Whatever the story is there a way we can like pour her ashes on the stage? I get that you may never be able to get to Pink. So you decide, you know what? I'm going to do this guerrilla style. I'm just coming in and I'm just throwing the ashes on the stage. And then like, this is for you, Mom. She's doing it like it's a 40. This is for you, Mom. You the Pink. Yeah. I'm with you, Classy Nasty. What happened to just throwing panties on stage? People are throwing cell phones at artists, but you throwing your mom's ashes? Is that even sanitary? Is there some sort of health concern with that? Can you just throw ashes of a living person? I don't even know if you're supposed to even do that at the beach. Even that's a kind of weird thing. You're taking kids to the beach and you're swimming and somebody's pouring ashes into the water. I mean, it's like, but I get it. It's a personal thing. But it's just like, damn, what's that about? So I thought this was weird, and it's like, like in the video, it's like a video. Pink can be seen kneeling down to pick up a small package mid-song. And she goes, "Is this your mom?" She nervously questions someone in the crowd. "I don't know how I feel about this," she said. Yeah. I mean, but I guess there is a moment. Like if I'm at a comedy show and somebody threw a plastic bag of, and you're like, what the hell is this? And then and then it's labeled like my mom's ashes. You'd be like, wait, what? But at a comedy show, of course, you could turn that into like, but it's like, do you feel honored? Do you feel like, wow, you wanted to honor your mom this way? It's just like, there's a time and place for stuff, man. And I don't know, it can't be healthy, right? That cannot be healthy. So that was just one of the weird stories of the week that I saw where I was like, why would you do that? But then again, it's like I say, people have their own important things. People think they're important. Everybody thinks their life is the most important thing in the world. And they're like, hey, look, this means that. And you know the mentality, the feeling of it too. You can just imagine the person in their mind being like, nah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm throwing these ashes at Pink. I'm labeling it. So he must have thrown the ashes at her and then landed and she saw it. It must have been like labeled and weird. And it's like, hold on, what? So I don't know. Maybe it all worked out. I didn't read the rest of the story to see like how it turned out, but that's just one of those weird stories, man. All right. Before I go into, I want to do my reviews. I want to talk about The Flash, and I'm also going to talk about this show, The Idol. So this portion, I'm not going to spoil it, but I might. So I'm just saying spoiler alert right now, moving forward. Especially for this show, Idol, on Max or HBO. I don't even know what we're calling it now. Are we calling it HBO? We're calling it Max. It stars The Weeknd, which he doesn't even go by that, which is so weird. His real name, I don't even know what, Abel, something. He got a weird ass name. Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, who is fine, and Suzanne's son. Okay. All right. We got, I don't even know where to begin. And the show is produced by Sam Levinson, who is the creator of Euphoria. So if you know Euphoria, this has the same sort of tone. This is like, I don't even know where to begin about how bad this show is. This show is one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever watched because of like what they think they're trying to do and what they actually did, what they actually put out is crazy. So the show from IMDb, it says, after a nervous breakdown derailed Jocelyn's last tour, she's determined to claim her rightful status as the greatest and sexiest pop star in America. Her passions are reignited when she meets Tedros, a nightclub impresario with a sordid past. Will her romantic awakening take her to a glorious new heights, or the deepest, darkest depths of her soul? Even that description, I wouldn't want to watch this show or make the show. You know, like you if someone's pitching you that, you'd be like, what? Man, where do I even begin? By the way, they canceled it mid-season. That's how terrible it is. They canceled it already. On this article, HBO's new original series, The Idol, is wrapping up after its 5th episode, causing many viewers to wonder why the show is ending so early. I'm going to tell you why it's ending so early. First of all, let me be positive first, okay? What's her name? Oh, this is I want to talk about this guy too. That's the Sam Levinson guy. Lily Rose Depp. She's going to be a great actress, okay? This was a misstep. I think she's going to look back on this show and see what she did on this show and be like, damn, I wish I didn't do that. But in their minds, I get where they thought it was going to go. But like the execution was terrible. First of all, it's like pornographic. Because it's like, why is this bitch naked for no reason? Even the opening sequence, I get it, you know? And it's like, the show is like very smart in some ways. The performances of like her handler team, played by there's a bunch of great actors and actresses in this show, okay? The bunch of great people in this show, they're doing a great job being like in her life, you know what I mean? Like her manager, played by Hank Azaria, and like, you know, wait, I don't want the preview to start because it's gonna you get flagged for this. It's so weird that you get flagged, you know. Like some of these people are like, you know, really great, you know. Actually, let me get off this screen. So the show opens up, you know. It opens up and you're like, you know, she's getting photographed, you know, and she's like got this like, you know, weird look on her face, and she's got this exotic features, and she's very beautiful, you know. And you hear the photographer like, you know, give me sad, you know. And then it's kind of showing off what a great actress she is, because she's giving you all these looks, and then it's all about her being naked, and then the handler's like, the nudity coordinator, you know, on this. It's like a whole big contrived, and you kind of get in the sense of like, you know, this is some spoiled rich, you know, A-list celebrity singer. But then you're finding out that she had some tragedy in her life, and this is sort of a comeback, and you're kind of like, you're not sure who's in charge or what's going on or who she is, and there's like a pop song that's like, it's kind of good, but it's like not, and she's dancing, and then there's an Asian girl that dances better than her, but it's her best friend, and then her assistant. It's like, it's just like, it's a mess. It's a mess. The show is a mess. And then like, it's like I said, it's very pornographic to me, and unnecessarily pornographic, where you go like, And that's this guy, Sam Levinson. So let me talk about him for a second. Like, this guy, it's like, just go make adult films, man. Like, just go do that. Go make what you believe is artsy porno. I can't stand when, you trying to disguise, like, this sort of lurid nudity and as, like, a tool to tell a real artsy story. None of the nudity in this movie, not 95% of it does not service the story. It just kind of like, it's very jarring. Like, she's choking herself and masturbating on screen. And you're kind of like, this is how you want to show that she's got issues? Okay. I don't know if it was necessary. It's so jarring, and the story is so hard to follow that all you can think about is like, oh, well, this is pornographic. And so this guy, this is what he does, like Euphoria is like that. I don't know if you guys watch Euphoria, but it's sort of like it's like high school sexuality, and it's like it's a lot of sex in it, a lot of nudity in it, and sometimes you just kind of like, is this necessary? Like, does Sydney Sweeney's titties got to be out again? Like, does all the girls have to dress this way? Does it have to be like where it's like a character? Like, the sex in Euphoria becomes a character. And here's my issue with it too, though. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it where it could still be sexy and you could still use it without it being sort of nasty, pornographic, or, if that's like, it seems to me that that's the only tool this guy likes to use to tell stories. And if you took that out, there'd be no substance. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels that way. Here's my problem with Euphoria, and then we'll get back to Idol. If you're going to have everybody in the show is like somehow involved in sex and there's nudity and all this stuff, but your star never does that. Look, I get it. Zendaya probably was like, you're never going to see my titties. I'm never going to be naked. It's never going to happen. I have a problem with that when everyone else on the show is doing that. Because then it's just out of place. I'm not saying I want to see that. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like she's from a different universe in this universe. She's a drug addict. She's playing a drug addict who never does anything where she's naked or anything like that. You're like, wait, this don't make sense. What happens is it becomes very noticeable. And then you're out of the movie. You're actually out of it because you're thinking, oh yeah, you think not even the character Rue, you think, oh, Zendaya doesn't ever, she probably don't want to be naked. When you can notice that, it takes you out of the thing. Hey, look, female empowerment for actresses. Yeah, there should be a way to be sexy without you being naked. There's a way to do it. There's a way to film it. I've seen it. It looks great. There's ways to be romantic and loving without having to be like pornographic. Okay? But if you're fighting for that, fight for everybody. Not just you. Don't just be, you're the star like, I'm never going to be naked. But then don't care that everybody else got to be naked. I got an issue with that. So anyways, cut to now Idol. Now it's all adults. And it's just nudity for no reason. Just nakedness and pornographic stuff happening where I go, well, dude, is this the only thing you know how to do? Is this the only way you know how to tell a story? Because it sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks. It's like someone in the chat, the modest drug addict. What? Anyways, so in this show, it's just so much. It's just so much. Like when they had her choking herself and masturbating, I was like, okay, this is where they're gonna go with this, and like that's the thing you remember the most. Like that she's got this weird thing, like she had like a cup of ice, and she's like, using it, and then later they reveal she broke the she cut herself. It's like what's going on here? I think there's a lot of ways to show the trauma that this girl is going through without it being like this. But let me tell you the real issue with the show. Another major issue, The Weeknd. I mean, bro. Bad. I mean, he must have went to a weekend acting class at the Learning Annex and then started doing this show. I don't believe this dude at all. And like, I like him because he embodies an artist, okay? And I appreciate his attempt at what he was doing. You know, he made an effort. He just ain't good at it. It's okay. You know what I mean? It'd be like if I'm going to an NBA tryout. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out there like hustling. But they like, okay, you 51. You're not going to make the NBA. I mean, here's my thing with The Weeknd. Very much an artist. So he comes out as The Weeknd and he has an album and he's got the weird hair, you know? And you're like, you like his music and you like this, like the whole combination of things that he did. And you're kind of distracted by the hair and this character of this person, but you're into the music. Next time he comes out, you know, he wants to cut his hair. And his people are like, dude, this is who you are. What are you doing? And he decides, nah, I'm going to do it this way. And now he's like looking like it. And then you start to go, oh, you a regular ass dude. I mean, that's the thing about it. Like you see him and you go, oh, you just regular. It's fine. Like, you know, he ain't super cute. You know, you ain't Justin Timberlake or nobody like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a really talented dude, but now you're like, oh, okay. It still is an image-based business. There's image and there's art and they go together. So now he like kind of diluted the image and it's just like, oh, this guy. Okay, cool. All right. And I don't know if he ever was as popular, but still got some hits. He got some jams. People still rock to The Weeknd. And, you know, and now he is like, I don't even want to be The Weeknd anymore. Now I'm Abel or whatever his name is. How do you say his name? Abel something or other. Taife or I don't know. He's got a weird ass, you know, kind of ethnic name. And you realize now, oh, that's why you call yourself The Weeknd. It's like you don't want people having to figure out how to spell your name and say it and all this stuff. You know, and it's like that's how you that's you know what he did now, you know. So he's like, you know, I'm like, who are you now? So now he's like, I also don't want, I'm going to be an actor and I'm not going to be The Weeknd. I'm going to be this person, my real name and stuff. And you go, but dude, you're not a movie star. It's like, it's different. The Weeknd reminds me of Lady Gaga. Okay. Now, I'm not knocking Lady Gaga when I say this. I love Lady Gaga. I've actually seen Lady Gaga in concert like 3 or 4 times. I saw a little intimate concert in New York at the closing of this really iconic little theater, and it was a real intimate show. I've seen her I think I've seen Lady Gaga 4 times. She puts on a great show. She is talented. She can sing. She's a musician. But when she was coming out, they were like, and it's like very parallel to the movie she was in. Like, yeah, you got big ass nose, girl. You're short. No, you're not. You ain't fine. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if you're going to be able to sell. And she was like, no. So she created a persona. She created Lady Gaga, who wears meat dresses, who like wears weird makeup and clothing. And she became a thing. And she was like, no, I'm going to show you how talented I am. And it is amazing what she did. And she became an icon doing that. But when you saw her in that movie with Bradley Cooper, you were like, oh, that's just Stephanie from down the street. And when you see her just, you know, regular girl, you're like, oh, wow, you really did it. You turned that into something bigger than itself. The Weeknd doesn't appreciate what he created, and now he wants to be, oh, I know, I want you to like the regular. And then it's like, well, we can go see that at the post office, bro. You look like my homeboy that I went to school with. It's like, it's not, that ain't special. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? This is no knock. I'm just saying they put him in this. He produced it too. And it's like, so somebody said, Robert said she was hot in A Star Is Born. Listen, I get it. Okay. I'm just saying that when you see that person, she's a beautiful woman. Okay. I'm just telling you, but there's like levels to when somebody's a movie star, somebody's got that charismatic, when you see them, you're like, damn, you could get with her. That's what I'm saying. Like, like it's not that, she ain't a 10, she ain't like this chick, Lily Rose Depp or whoever, it's just, it's like, I would see how record executives and marketing people will be like, I don't know what are we going to do with her? And she was just like, nah, fuck y'all. I'm going to show you what you're going to do with me. I'm going to become a superstar regardless of what you think what I look like. You guys know what I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to knock her at all. I'm just saying this is just reality of like, it's the reason I'm not a leading man. You know what I mean? I'm cute as hell. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm in a show or whatever it is, like I'm the best friend. I'm the boss. I'm the guy that lives next door. It's like I'm going to be Bradley Cooper's friend. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, So anyways, he's just bad in this too. He's just bad. It's just, Idol is bad. It's bad. So I'm going to watch all 5 episodes. I'm going to hate watch all 5 episodes. But every episode I watched, I was like, I can't believe they're making this show. Like, where's this going? I think this guy, Sam Levinson, I think he's misguided right now. I think he needs to stop with the sex. I think he needs to just like make something, because he's got an artistic flavor. There's like it's a presence, you know what I mean? Like a producer who has a certain sound. He's got his own style, and I wish that it wasn't. I wish it wasn't just solely associated with nudity and lurid sort of like behavior and images. It's unnecessary. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, that's my Idol review. It's trash. Okay, so let's get to the big review that I wanted to do. And like I say, this could be spoilers. Wait, is this it? Wait, hold up. Where's my... Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. One man show here. I have to find the thing. All right. Let's talk about the Flash movie. Okay. Where is it? Oh, I thought I had it on IMDb. Hold on. Let me pull up IMDb. Flash IMDb. There we go, guys. Okay. Here we go. The TV series. No, here it is. The movie. Flash 2023. So. Flash stars Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, and Sasha Cayley. I think I'm saying her name right, and a bunch of other people. Ben Affleck's in it, and all these people. You know what I mean? We got duped. Okay, let me just start there. We got duped. This was terrible. Okay, this was terrible movie, and they wanted to put it out way before. But then like Ezra Miller got in trouble, and you know what I mean? And it's like, it's like you can't get in trouble in cancel culture time. It's like, people, it's like if somebody does something wrong, gets in trouble, they're a drug addict, they, alcoholic, and they do dumb shit in public, the cancel culture police are like, they need to be removed from society. Basically, they want Ezra Miller to kill himself. That's basically what cancel culture is. They want this person to remove themselves from society and to never be seen again. That's how extreme the cancel culture vibe is. So, but they invested a lot of money in this movie. I mean, the production budget for this movie was, way over $200 million. The special effects and all this kind of stuff. And it's like supposed to be some sort of like tent pole in the series, so it comes out. So now they're dealing with this. Ezra Miller is nowhere to be seen for press for this movie. They got everybody else doing press. And then behind the scenes, James Gunn takes over DC. They changed the name of DC Universe to DC Studios. Now it's DC Studios or whatever it is, and he's supposed to be the one that's going to do it. So in his process of doing this, he's like, well, we're going to fire Superman, we're going to fire Wonder Woman, and we're going to start over. But we're going to still keep some of the people from the old one. The whole thing is confusing and nonsense, okay? Either start over or keep everybody. But this, like, I don't want to see Aquaman and it's a new Superman. I don't. Get out of here, okay? If it's going to be this Flash, then in this Batman, then keep everybody. It don't make no sense, man. You can't give us a new Darren on it's like just like Bewitched. You can't give us a new Darren and then have us sitting here like, well, what's going on? Who's that? Okay? Who's that? So that's what they're trying to do. It's so disjointed. It's like this isn't the new. And then here's the thing that pisses me off too. James Gunn is going to come out and be like, oh, this is the greatest superhero movie ever. And there was part of me that believed him. There was a lot of hype about this movie. He started that hype. He was like, yeah, oh, this is the greatest superhero movie ever. I'm really proud of it. And we were like, okay, James Gunn. And then now I look back and I go, well, of course he's going to say that. He's got to say that. He's in charge of the studio now. And this is a movie they're putting out. So I feel duped. Okay. Spoiler time. I'm only saying that because I might say a couple things, but I'm not going to, but it doesn't even matter. This movie's trash. Okay. It's bad. Somebody in the chat said this is the idol of the DC universe. Hilarious. Okay. Ezra Miller. He's a funny actor. He's funny and charming and quirky. It's too much. He's like, it's too much for a whole movie to be that character. It's too much. It's kind of like, and I've used this analogy before. It's kind of like you listening to like a Biggie, you listen to a Jay-Z album, and then Jay-Z got one of his like little rap proteges coming in doing like 8-9 bars. And you're like, oh, that was fire. And then you hear that person's album and you're like, ooh, you might need to just be doing 8 bars on somebody's track, and that's it. That's Ezra Miller, the character of Flash. It can't carry a whole movie. Or just this story just is like, like somebody said, how do you spoil trash? I completely agree. Now, I'll say the first like 15, 20 minutes of this movie was like a great Justice League movie. Like, I wish it was just like, this is what the Justice League should have been, is this first part of the movie. Great. I don't want to say great special effects. Great attempt at great special effects. So, X-Men, the X-Men future, like those, the old ones with, not the ones that like, it was like going back in time X-Men, they're like when they first started. So that special effects they had of the guy moving really fast, they did it better. That's how you're supposed to do it. And I know the Flash is trying to copy that, and with like humor. It wasn't good. But there's like a great Batman chase. Like that special effects was pretty good. You kind of felt like, oh, it's going to be an action-packed, really fun movie. Look, spoiler, Wonder Woman shows up, which I don't understand why. Why is this bitch in the movie if you already like fired her? Because she's Wonder Woman to me. Like, who are you going to get to be Wonder Woman now? But she's in the movie. So I'm like, maybe they didn't fire her. Are they hiring her back? Because they easily could have just redone that whole scene. It wasn't even like she was doing anything spectacular. It was just like, I was like, okay, I wonder why did they film this later? Because they're going to bring her back? I mean, it's just, the whole thing was just trash. And then Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. I like him as Batman. I love his thing. So then it's like, then there's this whole rescue scene where there's like babies falling and he has to like rescue them all. And it's funny. He's being too quirky and funny through this whole thing. He's at the coffee shop trying to get a sandwich. And then the guy behind the counter, of course, is being obnoxious and taking too long. And then the Flash has to like, he's like, I got to go. I'm late for it's like, it's like overacted quirkiness. And I've been there. Doing comedy is hard, y'all. Let me tell you, as a comedic actor myself, it's hard. You tend to push too much. You tend to be like, I gotta be the funny. But funny is about reacting. It's about being in the funniest things are when somebody's doing something normal, or like they're doing something normal in a place that's not supposed to be, and someone's reacting to that. That's comedy, you know? So sometimes you think as a comedic actor that you have to I have to be extra to be I have to be funny instead of being in a funny situation. It's a whole nuanced thing. We'll talk about it another time. But that's what I feel like was missed. They missed the mark in this movie. And so there's this big fun fight sequence, and it goes, you know? And then, you know, so now everybody's mom dies. That's how they become superheroes in the DC universe, okay? It's just one of their parents has to die to become a superhero in DC. So the Flash's mom dies. You know, we already know the Batman origin story. We know how Superman's parents died, and then his adopted dad dies. We already know that. So that in DC universe, that's how you become a superhero, okay? So now it's about so the Flash has a moment where he can run super fast backwards, and he somehow has he can time travel. Here's my issue, guys. Help me suspend my disbelief, okay? Help me suspend my disbelief. Perfect example of that is the first Iron Man. I believed Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, that he was making this product and that it could fly and do what it did because of how they set it up. Movie science, movie physics. And you go, okay, I could believe this. I'm on board. The Flash, no, I don't believe it. Just all of a sudden he went from he's running real fast, which we already know because he's the freaking Flash, and now he's running back in time. There's no explanation. There's no it just kind of go, well, why didn't he? I feel like he would have figured this out already before this time. I figured you know what I'm saying? So it just was kind of what is this? How is he doing this? You know, and then, you know, he goes back in time. He tries to save his mom, and now it's all multiverse stuff. So he goes back in time to, you know, to fix it. And then, of course, that's why, what's his name? Michael Keaton's Batman is there. And it's and then you just kind of go, then you either like that universe or you don't. And there's a lot of cameos throughout the movie. There's a lot of you know, Henry Cavill is nowhere to be found, which it's okay, they got rid of him, fine. And it's all the science in the movie, all the science I didn't believe. How he becomes the Flash and how, you know, and then there's a lot of he's interacting with himself. So it's you know, it's the clumps. You know what I'm saying? Now and then the special effects, trash special effects. You're wow, you spent this much money on this movie and this is how it looks. The babies looked terrible. When he's clearly acting with another CGI thing, you're that sucks. So we're sitting in this movie well, this sucks. Everything about it was sucky. There's some funny cameos that you have to be really into the DC movie universe to really be oh wow, that's cool that they did that. And it still looked terrible. I mean, just how the movie resolves itself. The whole middle part of the movie was so boring, so uninteresting. And so then when I left the movie, I was oh, this is why nobody's watching this movie. Let me tell you, there's a narrative that the movie didn't do well because Ezra Miller's troubles. Nah, man. It didn't do well because it's not a good movie. That's it. Okay? So Idol and Flash get one woo. Woo. That's it. That's all they get. So anyways, y'all. On Riffin with Griffin on my Patreon, I'm going to go into an in-depth recap and spoiler of Black Mirror. I'm going to go episode by episode and just really delve into because I really want to talk about some of the things in those episodes that I haven't spoiled. If you've seen it, you already know. So, you know, check that out. if you want to be a part of my thing, because I'm just trying to like build up my Riffin with Griffin. Like that guy said earlier, it's fishy. How's there 70,000 subscribers, but not a lot of people that I get maybe 5,000 or 6,000 views. And I'm gonna also try to get some more guests on and try to do two episodes. So I have my guest and I have my what I do like this. Maybe a couple Patreon ones in instead while I have a guest or something like that. I'm trying, guys. I love doing this. That's why I keep doing it. I don't necessarily want to stop doing it. So, I appreciate you guys being here as always. Here on Riffin with Griffin. We do what we do. So make sure you subscribe. So that's how you can help me out. You got to hit the subscribe button so you can know when I'm going live. Hit the notifications for me, please. I'm on Twitch. I'll be on Twitch in a little while. I'm probably going to grab some lunch first. And I'll be on Twitch. And like I said, man, I'm going to do Patreon. Oh, and here's how I'm going to do my Patreon too. It's going to be connected with my Twitch. So I'm going to do it live on Twitch, subscriber only. So when you go to the Twitch, if you're not a subscriber, you're only going to be able to watch for like a few minutes, and then you have to be a subscriber to continue. So if you're a Twitch subscriber, you're going to get that. And then I'm going to upload that to Patreon for my Patreon people. So you can either be a Twitch member or a Patreon member. And I'm also going to upload it to YouTube for my YouTube members only. So I have a few YouTube members right there. So, and I'm going to change the pricing on that. It's going to be all the same price on all three things. So I appreciate you guys for your support. I know the ones that support, you hit me up. I appreciate the messages, and even you troll pieces of shit. I appreciate the interaction. You're making an effort. You know what I mean? You're making an effort to be like, I'm going to come say something out of pocket here. It's just so I can like get a rise. I mean, I react because that's part of the fun. You know what I mean? I am who I am. I'm an emotional guy, and I like being like that. But trust me, nothing's really honestly getting to me. So for you people who are like, man, you don't believe the hate, dude, trust me, I'm fine. I got a great life going on, and look out in the coming weeks for a big time announcement. As I said, I kind of already spoiled it, but it is what it is. But anyways, y'all know what time it is now. It's time for the rap recap. Oh, it's the rap recap. Erik Griffin coming back. Those haters get slapped. Woo! I was watching Idol. I don't know why they tried. That show was now in the sky. 'Cause it sucks. But I don't give a yeah. Here we go. Throwing your ashes on the stage at people. Let that sink into your mind. What do you think? Leave it on the comments so we can go back and forth, making new ones. With these old man raps, bringing it back. That's a fact. See you next week. Pop, 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 pop. See you next week.